There's the threat to see showers and thunderstorms today, and some of those thunderstorms could be strong to severe. Coming up, we're going to take a look at who can expect the severe weather today and who can expect the most amount of rainfall. We're going to time everything out here hour by hour. That's all coming up right now on Texas Severe Weather at 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock. This is a Texas Severe Weather Update.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christian James, and thank you for watching Texas Severe Weather. Today, there is the possibility to see strong to severe storms. Now, some of these storms could be into our overnight hours, which could cause some concern as to how many people receive watches and warnings. But the good news is we will be here tracking those thunderstorms here hour by hour and keeping you up to date throughout every hour of the day. Now, taking a look at the severe weather outlook for today, you can see we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather for areas of Dallas-Fort Worth off to our north, and a slight risk of severe weather just under Dallas and Fort Worth. Now, what the slight risk of severe weather means is that there's a lower tornado risk with the threat of mainly gusty winds and possibly hail embedded within the thunderstorm complexes that we see later on this afternoon. What the enhanced risk of severe weather means, we can expect extreme gusty winds, large hail, and isolated brief spin-up tornadoes. It's not a tornado outbreak, it's just a possibility to see isolated brief spin-up tornadoes that could possibly occur for areas of Dallas-Fort Worth off to our north. There is even a moderate risk of severe weather in portions of Oklahoma, so they're going to get more than what we can expect later on today and this afternoon. So the reason for this severe weather threat today is the surface setup. We're going to have this low pressure system make its way from portions of New Mexico through the Texas Panhandle into Oklahoma. This is going to spark up the dry line, and it's also going to be bringing along a cold front with it, which will cause that cold air to converge with that warm, moist, unstable air that we're going to see later on this afternoon with that daytime heating. This will, of course, cause for the areas as you see shaded in red for North Texas the possibility to see strong to severe storms. Now, with that possibility of strong to severe storms later on this afternoon and evening, we got to take a look at the threats. What we have here from the highest to the lowest are the hail, gusty winds, tornadoes, and flooding threat. The main threat today will be gusty winds and hail. There is a possibility to see isolated tornadoes, and the flooding threat remains low, but we can have wind gusts up to 60 plus miles per hour and hail up to the size of an inch or larger. So that will be our primary concern when it comes to that line of formating thunderstorms we see later on this afternoon. Now, when we take a look at the facts from that enhanced risk of severe weather, what the Storm Prediction Center is saying is that there will be a possibility to see numerous severe storms with intense hail cores and damaging winds. That's the definition of an enhanced risk of severe weather coming straight from the Storm Prediction Center. Then, if we take a look at the facts, there is an isolated tornado threat. There could be a possibility to see localized heavy rain, and the storms will start to form roughly at around 4 p.m. They'll start to form into a line roughly at around 6 to 7 o'clock, and then make their way into the Dallas-Fort Worth area roughly after around 10 o'clock. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at what Futurecast is saying with our hour-by-hour forecast, I'm going ahead and pause it here at around 11 o'clock. Basically, you can see we're going to get a line of thunderstorms that start to form after around 10 p.m. And with that, you can see with the magenta and white colors embedded within that complex of thunderstorms, that indicates we can have some hail. So we're going to have to monitor hail, which means people in the Dallas-Fort Worth areas off to our north, even some areas off to our south like Waco, just behind that, they need to be prepared to park the cars in the garage, bring some things in for some gusty winds, and possibly prepare for the threat to see winds up to 60 plus miles per hour. That's something we're going to have to continue to monitor here once these storms start to form. The severe weather timeline is going to be interesting here. If we go ahead and time this out here hour by hour, you can see the 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. time frame is for areas off to our west. With that time frame, we can expect the formation of thunderstorm development, and once those thunderstorms start to form, that means the cap has broken with the warm, moist, unstable air we're seeing here in North and West Texas right now. Once this line forms, it'll continue to push its way off to the east, and as that happens, it'll make its way into the Dallas-Fort Worth area roughly from around 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's the window here for DFW and areas off to our east. Now, for East Texas, that's around 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. The severe weather threat has diminished. However, there is still that possibility we could see a few lingering severe thunderstorms with hail and gusty winds. That will be our time frame. Again, the Dallas-Fort Worth area will expect these thunderstorms to move into the area roughly after around 10 p.m. So from 9 to 10, that's when we'll expect it to make its way into the Tarrant County line. And as that happens, again, that's when everyone starts to go to sleep here, which means people need to remember charge your phones, bring your pets inside, and just have a way to receive watches and warnings just in case the National Weather Service does issue a tornado or a severe thunderstorm watch. A few severe thunderstorm warnings will be possible. Taking a look at Futurecast Radar, there will be a possibility to see some showers and thunderstorms in our eastern counties today. But look at this, no cloud cover or rain here throughout the majority of the afternoon and evening. So once we get this atmosphere broken and the cap broken with this warm, moist, unstable air, we're going to get that thunderstorm development. And as that happens, this line of thunderstorms that have already formed after around 6 p.m. will move their way into the Dallas-Fort Worth area along the leading edge of that cold front. Some of these storms could be strong to severe, and with that possibility, we could see these thunderstorms make their way into our eastern counties roughly after around midnight. So it'll make its way into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and some of those storms could pose the threat to see gusty winds and hail with that Boeing effect we could see from this line of thunderstorms. By around Monday morning daybreak, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is in the clear, and we are no longer dealing with the severe weather threat across North Texas. However, with the thunderstorm complex continuing to make its way off to the east, there is the possibility we could see some storms here in portions of South and Central Texas along areas of I-20 and 45 to remain in portions of South Texas. That will be our area that we watch here throughout the mid-morning hours for Monday morning is for areas along 35 in South Texas. Areas like Houston will get their rainfall here tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. Now, I want to go ahead and show you this one more time here just to give you a better picture. Once again, these thunderstorms will continue to push their way. Take a look at this. Thunderstorms are possible here in our eastern counties, but we get some clearing. And if we get that daytime heating with no cloud cover in sight or any rainfall, that's cause for concern because that means we do have the possibility to see an unstable atmosphere, which could give us that ingredients to mix and come together. And that's favorable for gusty winds, large hail, and possibly maybe even some brief spin up tornadoes. That cold front will continue to push its way into portions of North and Central Texas, and with that, they'll be bringing some cooler air, I would say, behind it and more stable air. And once those air masses start to converge, that does give us the possibility to see some stronger, intense thunderstorms here within portions of North and Central Texas. So once again, around Monday morning daybreak, the possibility to see the strongest complex of thunderstorms will be in our southern counties and portions of our eastern counties as well. Now, for our folks that live in Dallas and Fort Worth, as you can see, as we head throughout the afternoon hours, we'll get some gradual clearing, which is again causing that favorable conditions for an unstable atmosphere. And with that unstable atmosphere, there is that possibility that we can get these ingredients to come together and become more favorable for stronger thunderstorms later tonight. You can see roughly around 8 o'clock tonight, these thunderstorms will become favorable to start to form. They'll push its way into the Dallas-Fort Worth area roughly after around 10 o'clock. And once they do, they'll make their way through the area, push into our eastern counties. And by Monday morning, by the time we all start to wake up to go to work, many of us will start to see the clearing skies, and we will be behind the initial batch of thunderstorms, which mean the severe weather threat will be over roughly after around 2 o'clock in the morning. So we'll continue to keep you up to date and monitor the threat for severe weather here across the state of Texas. We'll be here keeping you up to date throughout the majority of the afternoon. That would be possible to see these thunderstorms. Again, it is possible for the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center to come together and issue a couple of watches, whether that is a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch. However, you'll be the first to know when it comes to the threat of severe weather right here on Texas Severe Weather. I'm Christian James. Stay with us. We'll be sure to keep you up to date with the latest weather information.